This is the Brian McCarthy interview show. If you're under 18, don't listen. Having said that, the show is really awesome. And if you did listen, no one would really know. But don't listen. Don't listen, kids. Okay? Don't listen.
Niños, escuchen estas palabras mientras que salen de mis labios agrietos. El siguiente programa, aunque esto sea muy divertido para toda la gente, no es para los niños. Como un burro que busca agua fría, un balde, y eso le va a dar toda la satisfacción que necesita, esta agua no es para ustedes. Por favor, vayan donde sus padres. Ayúdelos a limpiar los baños. No vayan a escuchar esto. Es muy importante. Que Dios nos bendiga a los Estados Unidos.
Enfants du monde, détournez les yeux et bouchez-vous les oreilles. Le programme suivant, bien que spectaculaire et divertissant à tous égards, n'est pas pour vous. Veuillez vous détourner et jouer dans les Champs-Élysées ou peut-être dans les catacombes humides de Paris, car devant vous se trouve la ruine. Vous avez été prévenus, s'il vous plaît. N'écoutez pas, et pourtant, sachez que nous faisons tout cela pour vous, car vous êtes l'avenir et vous êtes la lumière. Que Dieu vous bénisse et dit bonjour à votre mère de ma part.
你好，圆眼睛的年轻人，请晋升阅读本内容，因为本内容仅供成年人阅读。如果你违背父母意愿选择阅读本内容，他们将不再爱你，你这个老兵。
Utautatkoa obiaseke meazane otatia ulube kwa teazate usepo tatukua kalimu uko umnakwe apasume utautatkoa obiaseke meazane otatia ulube kwa teazate uyoba obisa abichina.
Brian McCarthy interview show. Adam is now drinking his Coke. Disco. Listen to that beat. Breaking it down in Uptown. Take your hand and touch it. Touch it. Now rub it. Brian McCarthy interview show. Listen to that beat. Touch it. Now rub it. I wish I could still drink. Again, if you're watching live, we are a little early today. So welcome to the
30
show.
30 minutes.
Want to get
or the next one, I guess the next one's free.
Want to get a jump on that Labor Day traffic heading out to the shore. If you folks are heading out to La Valette or any other towns on the shore, just remember there's a jellyfish alert. They're coming in early this year, folks. So be advised. Keep lots of urine in your bladder so you can piss on each other. Isn't that true? If you have a jellyfish sting, you pee on
you pee on it, right? That I don't know if that just eases the pain or if that cures you.
Then what do you do with my erection? That's my question.
Right.
After all that hot urine. Hey, kids, come over here and pee on me. Everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Brian McCarthy. Sitting to the right is Adam Hineker. If you actually managed to make it through our intro, Adam put, the joke is it's English, then French, then Spanish. And we've been fucking around being like, we should put on. So now we have Chinese. And the last one is an African.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the clicking language of Africa. It's like some sort of a clicking language.
Some sort of local
dialect.
We're trying to get more and more obscure the later it gets.
This show is becoming popular from hut to hut.
Mm-hmm.
So the Maasai tribe is anyway. So that's the joke. I know it's 2 minutes long, and it's very funny. So if for some reason you just jumped in, you should listen to the beginning because
scrub back.
Yeah, scrub back
to the beginning.
Yeah. So anyway,
it's worth it.
It is funny stuff. So thank you, and of course, hello to all of our Patreon members. I know that we'll be doing the free bonus show later, which is always different, and I don't know, it's dirtier, I guess, because we can
seasonal.
It is seasonal. So next week we'll do the famous
seasonal
pumpkin
ingredients.
Oh, and a little more show cleaning up here, a little more show business is next week. Adam was going to be in New Orleans, or as my mother calls it, New Orleans.
The Big Easy.
Yeah, the big. Hey, leave my ex-wife out of this.
Mm-hmm. I might be in Dallas by Friday.
All right, stop.
Is that so? I might.
You have to fly. Sure. Are you flying through Dallas?
No, I'm going to New Orleans and then going to Dallas.
Oh,
because I have a boring thing to do in Dallas. So I was like, I want to spend a few days.
I've been to Dallas. Weirdly,
yeah, I'm going to try to go to that strip club with bring
gold.
My swim trunks.
Yeah, you got to go there, please. It's called the Gold Room, and it's downtown. And
look up. Let me see where it is from.
Okay, it's not too far from Papa's Pappas, which is a steakhouse.
Okay.
In downtown Dallas. It's supposed to be the best steakhouse in Dallas. And I went there. You want to talk about the quietest night of the year? I went there the night before New Year's Eve. So I was there alone at the bar. And then there was this black couple. Although they weren't a couple. They were just black people.
Sure.
They were talking to me.
Gold Rush Cafe? No. Gold room, you
I
said?
believe it's gold room. It's something gold. Gold room, gold mansion. I'll tell you one thing. The front door of that fucking place was about 90 feet tall. I mean, it was like walking into Nero's palace or something.
So, Dante Nero's palace.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see the word when you're with a girl,
take you to man school.
Yeah. Now, don't ever compliment a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure tell her weave look like shit. God damn it. Sorry. It's so stupid. And I'm wearing this tank top. If you're listening, it says, sounds gay, I'm in. Because I was wearing a green t-shirt and we use a green screen. So my head was bopping around. So we had to fix that. So I thought I'll go put on a tank top. I have to be honest. That's the thing people say a lot now, and it kind of annoys me. But
can I be frank?
Yeah, can I be honest with you?
That's what I say.
When you say
I'll be frank.
Yeah, when you say can I be honest with you, what you're saying to this person is I'm going to tell you, and I hope you believe me. That's kind of what you're really saying. So, but I don't understand. Like, I understand the concept of an undershirt because you wear an undershirt to trap like sweat from your armpits, right? That's kind of where you wear an undershirt. So you wear that so that underneath your dress shirt, you don't have a big pit stain. So when I see people, and not only Italians, but let's be honest, wearing like what I'm wearing, but like a white one of these under a shirt, I'm always like, what is the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
It's weird to me because you should almost wear an undershirt that's only the sleeves with the armpits and the rest is open. I don't know how you would do that. Some sort of like headdress or something, but like, I don't understand the idea of like wearing a V-neck. I'll almost give you, but I've got a hairy chest.
Is it so your pillowy chest hair doesn't like, if you're like a real,
but I feel like a real Southern Italian, as if a real Sicilian gorilla type.
Put something to put something to separate the gold chain.
Yeah,
from all your,
so it doesn't get tied up in your chest hair. Yeah, my St. Christopher's medal is tied up in my nipple hair. What am I gonna do now? Oh no! But I got to get one of them tank tops, tanky top. But no, but I mean, yeah, probably. But at the same time, just wear a regular t-shirt because you don't want the pit stains. That's the only reason why I would ever wear a t-shirt is because you don't want the fucking pit stains. But if you wear a tank top, it seems like
be like if your underwear were like crotchless.
Yeah, crotchless
like that's
underwear.
The important part that you want to kind of.
And I
hold everything in.
I have those, but those are for special parties that I go to. Way on the West Side Highway in an abandoned tractor trailer.
Out on the pier.
Yeah, the pier. Have you ever seen the movie Cruising with Al Pacino?
I believe I have.
Well, it's a movie that was made in the late, actually, I think like 1980, just pre-AIDS. And they shot it on location in New York. And Al Pacino plays an undercover police officer who goes undercover as a member of the gay leather community, which really, if you think about like being 1979, it was really kind of a
progressive,
pretty wild like thing for. He was like, oh, I played a movie where I was in a mall, but now I want to play a queer guy to dresses like isn't a fisting and
it's an endless quest for the truth.
Like there's a scene in that movie where he's on like Christopher Street, and I'll tell you one thing: that part of town looks very different back then. I mean, but he walks into this gay store.
Where's the Magnolia Bakery?
Yeah, I
don't see it.
Yeah, he's like, I wanted this Magnolia Bakery. I got fisted. I didn't complain, but after 20 minutes, I'm like, can I get my
I want my banana pudding.
Yeah, can I get a babka here? Can I get a babka? Get your fist out of my ass, you queer. But the thing is, so there's a scene in the movie, and I heartily recommend it because there's a couple of scenes in the movie that are really wild.
I'm actually starting to think maybe I haven't seen this. I've just heard a lot of people talk about it.
Yes, it's one of those things that, like, you've heard so much talk about it that you think that you have seen.
Yeah,
it.
I almost feel like I think I saw it.
Yeah, it's like people go, I think I read Dune. And I'm like, Frank Herbert.
I know I saw Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about me. That's that came out. I like when he dresses like a cowboy in that, and Dustin Hoffman, Ratso Rizzo goes, you're starting to smell bad. And that cowboy, that's real fag shit. You're starting to smell bad. You look like a fag.
He's like an autistic homophobe.
Yeah.
That lives in an abandoned building.
Yeah, who's dying of tuberculosis.
Oh man, I just love a good dream dying.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the ideas that he had that he was gonna like spend time with wealthy, desperate women. And then
So if you remember, Ratso Rizzo died on a bus going to Miami. That's what. What do you do when someone dies on the bus with you? Do you notify the driver?
I don't know, but I bet it comes up more often than you would think.
Oh yeah.
I bet there's a protocol.
I know John Voight in the movie was really broke, so maybe he just ate Dustin Hoffman. Maybe he looked over there and he's like, "I'm hungry. I need to. Sure. I ate this little sick Jew. I just ate him up and shit out his bones." All right, but back to cruising for a minute.
Please.
So there's a scene where Al Pacino, Robert Duvall. I just start naming actors from the 70s.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Robert De Niro. But there's a scene where Al Pacino walks into a gay sex store or gay, and he sees all these handkerchiefs.
Where they sell gay sex.
Gay sex.
They got gay sex for sale.
And gay sex accessories, or as they call them, accessories. Okay. It's like a little joke.
Yeah. Well, and branding.
If you really want to go deeper, you go ass, sex, or rees. Or here we go. No, I got one more. Ass, sex, if you please.
Wow, you get so convoluted at that point where it's almost hard to tell what you're trying to.
What's the word in the beginning?
Like they're all just the fact that I was here for the whole process. I know, but I don't think anybody would.
They're like, what is the original word even? I forget. That's some real cocaine chatter.
I like ass sexeries.
Yeah. So he walks in, Al Pacino, and he's like kind of browsing, looking around the fucking dildos and butt plugs and everything. Mm-hmm. And then there's a wall of handkerchiefs. And he looks at the handkerchiefs and he goes, so what do people have hay fever? I don't think that's what he says, but that would be great.
And does it take to the camera?
Yeah. The camera goes, I'm not really queer. I'm acting in this.
It's a living.
Yeah. What do you do?
It's like the Flintstones.
Yeah. Wait till you see the part where I'm in a bar. The guy's getting fisted in a sling. Well, that's gonna twist your tits. Anyway, back to the show. Let me go back to the bandanas. Yeah, it just breaks
the fourth wall.
By the way, that would be the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life.
It really would be. Yeah. They did a shticky cruising.
Back to this weird bullshit I'm in. I should have been in Godfather 4. Anyway, so he goes, and the gay guy working there, who's like a 70s car. Although I will say, like, their depiction of homosexuals, like, it's not, everyone's like pretty normal, like, you know what I mean, like in the 70s. Like a lot of times if you see a gay person in a movie, they'd be like, hi, I'm Steven.
So they weren't all flaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they probably wanted to show the full spectrum of gays, right?
And it also did take place in the leather scene in the West Village, or meatpacking,
which that maybe is a little more butch.
Different. Yeah, it is very. I mean, listen, you talk to those guys, they're like, they think it's gay if you have sex with a woman. They're like, you're queer if you actually put your dick in that.
It is. They're real soft.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
mushy.
Dude, the straightest thing you can do is blow another guy.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for just right now. So he looks at all the handkerchiefs and he asks the guy, he's like, so what's with the handkerchiefs? And the guy's like, well, yellow means you want to be pissed on. Red means you want to be fisted. Blue means you want to fist somebody while they're pissing on you. Brown means you're into scat. White means you're into cum licking, but not cum swallowing. It like breaks them all down. He goes through all the, because that was the thing. I guess you would walk around down there with a handkerchief sticking out of your back pocket, and that would save the small talk.
That was old school, like gay cruising. Which was you had a signal on you, which is wild.
Yeah, and it's some scene, and there's a scene in the movie where he is looking for this killer, and he goes into this bar, and it's a gay leather bar, and it is wild because like I don't even know, like it looks like a documentary. I mean, but there is a guy who is in a sling, and you don't see him getting fisted, but you see a guy hold his fist up and it's glistening with petroleum jelly. And you see him put his hand in, and you don't see the guy's face. Maybe you do, but you see the guy doing the fisting. Like he's like, oh, like he's getting off while he's doing it. And like opportunities is walking by like, oh, isn't that something? Look at that.
Could you even like wrap your mind around?
I have been in some
that could be something. Is that something that you escalate to? Like you don't just like move here from Indiana and are into fisting, right?
Well,
like that's like a progression.
I feel like Okay, I feel like
I know
number
you're
one.
not the person to ask,
no,
but
yeah, no, let's not throw the baby out with the fisting water.
okay.
What I
With the
feel,
hot dog water.
I think in the 70s, I think you might move here having some inclination that you
Mhm.
are probably a little more hardcore than like you're not one of those like gay guys who's like into Broadway and brunch. You're kind of like
Yeah.
I'm into like I don't know motorsports.
Is there? And I wonder if there's a hanky for just like vanilla.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sure
like I want to make out
like
and-
a cuddling color. Like
just standard.
yeah, I
You're
think
gonna do
maybe
gay missionary.
maybe just no hanky. I think no,
right.
yeah, like maybe that's how you like years later you tell like your adopted children from Korea like how you met their father, and you're
Mhm.
like, I didn't have a hanky, he didn't have a hanky,
Yeah,
so
no hankies.
we knew we were boring.
Yeah.
That's it. I gave him a hand job 3 months later, and that's the first and last time I've touched that thing. I don't know where he goes for the weekends, but I let him have his time. Anyway, you kids gonna finish your eggs, Florentine?
So this guy was stage fisting.
So this guy was like, he was fisting, and then at one point, Al Pacino was like standing there, and he's wearing a tank top like mine, but it doesn't have funny words on it.
Mhm.
And some guy comes up and he's like, "You want to dance?" And Al
You wanna
Pacino, yeah.
dance?
And Al Pacino looks around, and he goes like, and they're playing like really hardcore, like punk, like sounds like Fear. This isn't like Studio 54 or anything. It isn't like, "Ooh, love to love you, baby." It's like boom, boom, boom. And Al Pacino starts doing this crazy. I will put the clip up on Patreon because it's wild. But Al Pacino is doing this crazy like fist arm dance thing, and somebody shows up with like a giant, like it looks like a towel full of amyl nitrate, which are poppers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the one guy who's dancing with the one guy like shoves the towel in his face, and then he hands it to Al Pacino, and Al Pacino looks like this is not his first rodeo. He just grabs a towel and he like does all this amyl nitrate, and he puts it down, and that makes him fucking dance even harder. And I don't know. Then it's like you never actually see Al Pacino like have sex, but at the end of the movie, you sort of it's implied that
maybe he didn't mind the assignment.
I think back in I think in 1980, as progressive as movies were, I think they still were under the idea that you could turn gay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I think it was almost like he got into this lifestyle, like he was sort of like
in your 40s,
and I know
you're exposed to enough.
I know. There is one scene with his girlfriend when she's like, "Why are you doing?" He's like, "That's my job. I gotta kiss guys with mustaches. What are you gonna do? I want the pension, honey. That's it." So anyway, so cruising is what I absolutely recommend. But but it is funny when you watch. There's another movie in the early 80s with the actor John Hurt. I don't know if you remember that guy, but I don't know, he played the android and Alien and whatever. He's one of these English actors, but him and Ryan O'Neal, and it takes place in San Francisco in the 80s. And similar thing, Ryan O'Neal has to pretend to be in a gay relationship with this guy, but Ryan O'Neal is incredibly homophobic, but it's made for like laughs, Ryan O'Neal's like, I can't be with this faggot, like, and they're like it, and then you look over at John Hurt and he's like making an ice cream cone and he's, I don't know, blowing it or whatever, it's like he's always like arranging flowers. The movie's really it's very stupid, but at the very end of it, when John Hurt, spoiler alert, when John Hurt, I believe, gets like shot, and Ryan O'Neal is at his bed in the hospital, and he's professing his love, and he's like, "I love you." So it's like at the end of the movie, I guess John Hurt turned him gay. I guess, I don't know, but these were movies that they made. I mean, up until like 1977, I think they still made gay was still considered like a disease, like a mental illness,
somewhere between a lifestyle choice and an illness, affliction.
I mean, that's the thing that I always say, like to I don't really always say this to my kids, but every day, every minute that I look at them,
Daddy didn't choose to be this way.
Listen, you kid, you want to know why I have 9 handkerchiefs? Because sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I feel like getting pissed on. Okay, now finish your Wheaties. No, but what I was going to say is that like up until, I don't know, like 15 years ago, you couldn't be like really even like a gay teacher. You know what I mean? Like I know I talked about Mitch. I know
openly.
And like I lived in California when they were doing that Proposition 9, I think it was called, and it was like they voted to make gay marriage legal, and then they voted not to make it legal. But then people would have these signs in their lawn. My friend Abby, like, she was very progressive and she was in the band Slunt, but her neighbors next door had a sign like, "Vote no to protect your family." It was like all these so it was weird. You'd be in like a neighborhood and there would be people with signs in the front yard like, I don't want gay people getting married. That's my
Mhm.
sign, and that's what I'm going
Yeah.
with. And everyone's like, anyway. So, but it ended up, obviously going that way. But it wasn't that long ago. Like it's kind
No,
of,
and they're having a renaissance too. Like
you mean
those same people
like
are
not
very
oh, yeah,
they
not-
want to roll back all of this
yeah
shit.
oh
Mhm.
my God. So funny. I was in New Jersey last week, no, 2 weekends ago, and we were driving through. We're not going to get political. I know the last I got, blah, 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 but we were driving through my wife's town in New Jersey where she's from, and somebody actually had a Trump sign on their front yard. I was like, wow.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. In New Jersey's a pretty blue state. I don't know. Whatever.
You'll even see them not really in the boroughs, but like
Staten Island.
definitely Staten Island,
Yeah.
Long Island. But I mean, you'll even see like a random person like in Queens that with like
Yeah.
a shirt or something. I mean, they're kind of like it's performative because they realize they're very
Yeah.
much in the minority.
I dare
but
you to say something. I dare you.
It's so funny because the one at my polling place,
Uh-huh.
there was one guy that was like very outwardly like outspoken about like who he was voting for, and
Yeah.
like he even made a joke about how he was like, hey, the God, what was this was the Biden, I guess.
Sure.
This would have been the Biden, and he was like the guy was like mostly retarded.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was
yeah,
like, but
that's-
and he was like, the line for voting for Biden is that way.
Oh,
like
like-
he was making a joke, like trying to
making
send
jokes.
people
Oh,
to,
okay.
but he was actually mentally challenged.
I will say this.
Which was like I couldn't.
Look, whatever your politics are, you don't really ever see mentally challenged people that are like liberals. You don't see anyone who's like, you gotta recycle. It's always like guns are good.
I bet there are progressive people with like Down syndrome.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think like by definition, they're very sweet people. I think, but like the ones that have like strong political beliefs, I don't ever think it's ever like, they're never like, hey, it's important we all live together. But we're all people to people. It's always like guns are good and blacks are lazy.
Yes. Well, there was a guy that was in your old neighborhood in Park Slope. Remember that? Did he like work for the butcher?
Oh my God.
And he was like weirdly racist.
Yeah. Oh God. Can you imagine?
It's like basically the same guy. I mean, this
Yes,
guy,
yes.
he pushed around like a cart that had like
Oh
Trump shit on it. And it was wild, but I just couldn't believe the only guy that was outspoken. There wasn't even just like a random like Indian woman or something.
Yeah. I remember that butcher delivery guy
Mhm.
who had this bike with a giant basket on the front of it, and he would do deliveries in the neighborhood. And he was probably in his 40s, white guy, nice head of brown hair, which is kind of a shame. It's kind of like wasted on him, but like his teeth were all fucked up. And I remember he would go around and he wore like his white butcher jacket, like it was a long one, and it was covered in blood stains. And he would ride around there. And that one time when he got cut off by a black guy, and he got out of the car and he was like,
Yeah.
And the black guy got out of his car, took one look at him, and got right back in the car. It was like,
I don't want that smoke.
Whatever this is.
I mean, that's like something from a fucking like Sling Blade or something.
It was,
I mean,
he was like racist Sling Blade. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Jews control the weather.
Fucking calling everybody taters.
Yeah, taters. I hate Irish people. Taters.
It's a good I never thought of that as a derogatory term for Irish. Taters.
Yeah. I was watching a YouTube video because I'm very busy these days, and I actually watched a YouTube video for 8 minutes on how to bake a potato. And I was like,
Did they actually, was it in real time and they actually
baked
it?
45 minutes. It was just 45 minutes of the front of an oven, and I just watched it.
3 minutes on poking.
Oh, do you see I got
poking the Oh, look at that. Yeah, you
oven.
got it. Oh my God, it looks, I didn't even realize.
Blend seamlessly in.
Yeah.
So for those of you who
stove.
A new stove, that's right. So we had this 30-inch Wolf stove that was kind of going, it was kind of on the way out when we bought this place, and it just, the oven stopped working. So we got an estimate, and it was essentially going to be like, I don't know, $4,500 to repair it. And so we need a new stove. So I didn't want to spend $4,500 to repair a 35-year-old stove. So initially I was like, we'll buy just a new stove and we'll just take the hit and blah, blah, blah. But number one, a new 30-inch Wolf stove, I don't know why, but they're like $7,000 or $8,000. They're incredibly expensive. And so, okay. So so then I was like,
a real wolf.
Yeah, they're made of. Yeah, exactly.
They're
made under a full moon by actual werewolves.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
They can only do production on full moons.
Yeah. You can only cook lamb in them too, and roasted mutton.
Weird union rules.
Yeah, you got to listen. It's they're Dracula's fucking the guy that runs the place. Go ahead.
Fuck yeah, they're all teens.
Frankenstein makes the hot dogs because they're Frankenfurters. All right. So anyway, so then I was kind of like, then I looked on online at like used wolf stoves, and even a used wolf stove was like $4,000, and I was like, oh fuck this. So there's another brand of stove. There's like Blue Star, and there's Wolf, and there's Thermador. That you have because these stoves, this is really interesting, I know, but they have to be a particular width because we only had 30 inches to work with. So even if I wanted to get like a cheap, like a Frigidaire or some bullshit, those are not they have a different width.
Different dimensions.
Yeah, because they're not what they call consumer commercial. They're different. So consumer commercial has to be like a Wolf or a Blue Star or a Viking, but not
if
even
you're going to get that 30 inches.
Exactly right. And 30 inches, by the way, like the one that I just mentioned, like a shittier, like a Bosch, which is fine, but they're all 32 inches, which just wouldn't work. So I found there's a company called Capital, and they make stoves in America, and a new Capital stove was like $4,000 with no bells and whistles or anything, which is fine. I don't want any. I just want the flame, you know.
Yeah.
And then
cruise control.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I want a stove, not a spaceship. And so I went online and I went on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I've heard great things about this Facebook Marketplace. I was gonna try to sell my bed.
You should do it.
But then I was like, nobody wants to fucking buy a used bed.
Honestly, you'd be surprised. I sold some weights, as you can tell, in my tank top, and I sold a weight bench on Facebook Marketplace. And I had them meet me downstairs. And all you do is you go on Facebook and you just type in, Wolf stove 30-inch or whatever, and they all come up, and the closer ones come up. I found this one guy that was really shady, though. It was like the entire ad was in Spanish, and it said like use Wolf stove. And it was $3,000, which at the time I was kind of like, well, that's better than, $7,000.
Must have two working kidneys.
Well, the whole thing was like the whole ad was in Spanish. I remember thinking to myself, all this guy has to do is like right click on translate and he can make this in English. And then I saw like Si Vende Dominican Republic, like basically we ship to the Dominican Republic, but I don't care. He was in the Bronx. It was free delivery. All right. So I hit the guy up, in English to sort of set the tone. I didn't want to be like, buenos dias, mi amo mi nombre esta Brian. So that was very good Spanish, but I sent him in the text message to email through Facebook Marketplace, and he hit me back immediately in Spanish. And in Spanish, it said he just had a picture of a Thermador for like 2,800, and it was kind of like, this is the one that I have. So I don't know if he bait and switch or he sold the Wolf or whatever, but I was like, I'm not dealing with this. So I found this Capital stove, 30-inch Capital stove, for $900, which, it's not
a steal.
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah.
So but the funny thing was like the people, it's just in somebody's house. So I didn't know what the deal was, but it was in a neighborhood called Prospect Heights, which I know. So last Saturday, the contractor that was working on this apartment, he was like, I told him what was going on, and we tipped the contractor, which I didn't realize we were going to do, but Jocelyn tipped him. So I was kind of like, well, I said to him, I'm like,
turn the iPad around when he.
Yeah. He's like, pardon me. A little something for the effort. Yeah, exactly. 30%. I also work at Sable, and we do cream cheese sandwiches, but we want you to pay us 30% gratuity. And if you don't, we're going to fucking stare at you weirdly. But the guy was like, I said to him, I was like, I've got to go get the stove on Friday. And he goes, don't worry about it. I'll get the stove for you. And I'll look at it, make sure it's good. And I was like, okay, great. So I tried to call him on Friday. He's like, I can't do it today. So I was like, all right, well, can you do it tomorrow? Because they're kind of holding the stove for me. And he was like, yeah, tomorrow. So I called him on Saturday, and I'm like, fucking called him like 3 or 4 times.
I was here for part of this. The Friday part.
Yeah, you were here.
So he said he could do it Saturday?
Yeah, he said he could do it Saturday. And then he just completely ghosted me.
On Saturday?
On Saturday.
Oh, he already got that tip.
I know.
He ran fucking laughing all the way to the bank.
That's kind of what I thought, to be honest with you.
So you just had to have somebody else get it?
So I went on Craigslist.
Yikes.
Craigslist, Facebook marketing.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I found some guy on Facebook, or Craigslist,
Find
rather.
a man with a van?
Well, they were licensed and insured, and it was these 2 guys from Trinidad, and they met me at this woman's townhouse out in Prospect Heights, and she and the husband were there, and it was in the English basement. Now, for those of you who don't know, in a townhouse, an English basement is the one that's like street level. So, but it's like a full apartment. So,
like, is that the same as garden level?
Yes, I guess.
Because there's full. It's not a walkout basement. That's like where you can walk out, but it's.
My understanding is an English basement is, and I think it's English basement in my mind is basically the 1 bedroom or maybe 2 bedroom apartment that's on the first floor. So typically, what people
but you got full size windows, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a regular.
I think that would be. I would call that like the garden too.
Okay.
Yeah. But
okay. All right. Yeah. And so maybe the difference of that English basement is that it doesn't have stairs to go upstairs. I don't know, but
maybe it has a lift.
You gotta
bring down the rubbish.
You gotta have a door with the other knob on the other side. By the way, I'm watching Slow Horses on Apple TV with Gary Oldman. It's really good, but you should check that out. Slow Horses, good stuff. But anyway, so I get to these people, and they have the stove, and it's kind of funny because they've never sold anything on Facebook before, so everyone was kind of like a little nervous, like it was a drug deal. Right. And my friend Arnold met me over there, and so we're like,
looking. Wow, Arnold met you there?
Yeah, because he lived not too far away.
Okay,
and so Arnold met me. The thing was already hooked up to the gas and the electric, so we made sure it worked. It worked fine. It was clean. The thing looks perfect. I don't know, and so then we had to. But then the 2 guys from Trinidad show up. And they had to get it from this English basement into the back of their truck. And the thing weighs 300 pounds. Yeah. And it's 30 inches, whatever it is. Well, it didn't fit through the door. So the guy that owned the house and,
how the fuck did they get it in there?
It's a good question. I don't know. He didn't know either. He was kind of like,
it was just here.
Well, we figured out that you have to take the door off. So he took the door off, and it was very easy to get the door off. But they could not get the door back on. And I already paid for the stove.
The guys, the Trinidad.
Well, they were helping the guy, but the guy that took the door off, it was his responsibility to get the door back on. And it was about to get very awkward because it was for an hour and a half. They fucked around with this door. And we're like I'm looking at YouTube videos, and but I already paid for it. So they already had my money. So I was just kind of
the thing where they popped the pins and couldn't get the pins back.
Something like that. Yes. Oh boy. I know, but it had to be lined up. But I found a YouTube video, and then we're all watching this YouTube video, and then he's trying to do it, and it's hot, and the thing is heavy. Yeah. We find right when I was about to be like, listen, we have to figure this out because I can't be here all day. The woman came over and she's like, we did it. It's in. I was like, no shit. Ooh. So, but what was funny is like on Sunday in my building, you're not allowed to move things in. But I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to move it in. I don't care. So we
dress it up like it's a big.
Yeah, like I wrapped it up like a birthday present.
Yeah,
I said, you know who's in here? A centerfold, a Dallas cheerleader.
One time when I was in high school, we snuck a keg into like a Marriott.
How'd you do that?
And we put it on a luggage, one of those big luggage, and then we just kind of like piled shit around it.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
All right.
It Trojan horsed in a keg of ice house or something.
I had a party in Martha's Vineyard at my aunt's house, and people came and they stole the keg.
Really?
Yep.
We did that once too.
See.
Yeah, I remember one time. I mean, I wasn't really part of.
Where were you in 1994 in West
This was
Pittsburgh?
actually in a trailer park.
That sounds about right.
But I actually was not. I was with the group that did it, but I did not take part in because I thought that was pretty. But it was like there was a keg kind of at the back of the house, single wide trailer, and they just fucking took it out the back door.
Well, if it was a trailer, I'm guessing it was a keg of Stella Artois.
Yeah,
or perhaps Heineken.
Discreet the pints.
It was a hand pulled Yardley ale.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so they finally get the door on, and then it was funny. These 2 guys.
Oh, thank God.
These 2 guys from Trinidad. I told them on the phone. I was like, "Listen, I'm going to ride in the truck with you guys to go back into the city,
sit right in between them."
Well, it was they were like, and I looked at them and I said, "Just so you know, guys, I'm not a Batiman." And they sort of laughed. They sort of laughed a little bit.
Do they have their? Do they use Batiman too, or is there a different term in Trinidad?
Antiman, which is anti. What? Never heard that one before?
Never heard
Antiman.
Maybe I've heard Buju Banton lyrics.
No, but no, people get so worked up. No, Antiman, as far as I understand it, is anti-man. You know what I mean? So it's like it's another derogatory term in the Caribbean for a gay person, I guess. So,
Got you.
but they sort of laughed,
a femme.
and the three of us
Feminine.
squeezed in the front, and then we sat there, and then I looked at the two of them. I said, "Just kidding."
Yeah.
And then
Now that I got you where I want you.
exactly.
A couple of big, strong
Mind
Trinidadian
if I
movers.
jerk you guys off over the Brooklyn Bridge? Will that be hot? It's not,
or as I call it, gratuity.
Yeah, exactly. I gave them, so it was $300 to get them to take it from Brooklyn to Manhattan.
Okay.
And I gave them an additional 100, and they wheeled it in the
Nice.
apartment, no problem. And it was so funny because it comes in, we got it in really quickly, like it was no big deal. And then I got it in the apartment, and then one of the guys who works downstairs, who wasn't even there, he was like on vacation. He called me and he was like, "Hey, Mr. McCarthy, did you move the stove in?"
Uh-oh.
I said, "Listen, you got it. Just give me a mulligan. Give me a break. It's already in the house.
I couldn't help it.
I'm sorry."
They're like, "Nope, sorry. It was a Sunday. You have to bring it back.
Yeah, it's got
and also you have to take the door off."
Yeah, take the door off.
You're like, how do they even know?
I know. I was like, because we wheeled it in, and then I said, "I'm hanging up. I need just the mulligan. You're gonna have to just give me this one.
Wow.
Sorry." I'm
Get
like,
a pink slip or
it's
something.
already there. But in his
Yellow card.
In his defense, he called me right back, and he was like, "Listen, don't worry about it. It's fine." I was like, "I wasn't worried about it."
Was it a thing where it was probably a thing where like somebody dropped a dime?
I have no idea.
Somebody had to have told on you because
Well,
otherwise
I know there's a camera. I don't know what I don't know what happened, but it was a call from a guy that wasn't even in here. So clearly somebody, I don't think it was like another resident.
Big Brother.
I think I don't know. I think maybe because during the summer, a lot of the doormen have like extended breaks, like vacations. So
sure,
there's all these guys downstairs, and I don't know who they are. They're just like, they're like temporary guys. So
okay. But there was somebody there when you came in, yeah.
Yes.
And he was like,
I tried to.
Hey,
I
what are you doing?
actually made a Star Wars joke. I said, "These aren't the droids you're looking for," and I kept going. We had it on a dolly and everything, and so we got it in. It was wrapped up in look, it was fine, but so we got it in, put it in the the kitchen, and then it just kind of sat there for a day. And then one of the other guys who works in my building, he helped me push it into the wall, and I gave him $50. So $1,250 is the grand total for that stove, which new would be $5,000.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
It's fine. I'm happy with it. It's good. It has lots of flame and things like that.
Yeah,
So lots of flame.
It's what you're looking for.
I'm looking for lots of flame.
BTUs, quite a few BTUs.
It's a very powerful stove.
Yeah,
so it's good stuff. So I'm happy to have that done. Now we can sell this place, get the fuck out of here, but we'll see what happens. But anywho, yeah. So what, by the way, I know that this weekend is Labor Day. Do you have any plans? I know you're going big vacation.
Yeah, I'm doing like after. Yeah, I'm going to be in town for Labor Day, and then I'm leaving right after. Leaving on the 3rd. You're
going to New Orleans.
Yeah, going to the Big Easy.
Moonlight on the bayou. Creole fills the air. Well, that'll be fun. I think it's gonna be hot as fuck down there.
I looked at the weather. It's not gonna be too bad, but
I think it's the humidity too.
Yeah, it's the humidity. Well, yeah, I had checked. Let me look.
If you need to borrow some mesh tank tops, I have a couple.
Right? Tankinis.
Well, you have to buy them 20 packs.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
So,
I had looked, and it wasn't. I mean, but it's I'm just gonna dress real.
Yeah.
Right now it's 86 and
bring your linen.
Yeah, 70% humidity.
Yeah.
But I mean, there have been days here where it's been 87% humidity. So it's, just dress very light.
Just bring your linen finery. You'll be fine over there.
Yeah,
so where are you guys staying?
Pipe.
Like in the French Quarter?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I only have a few days, so it's just going to be a food vacation, just eating a lot of food. I want to ride a cable car. Okay. I want to eat a beignet. I want to go to a strip club. I want to do and a lot of food.
You could probably ride a cable car to a strip club while having a beignet.
I'm gonna eat I found like best po' boys, best like all the kind of local shit, But it seems like a fun atmosphere. I'm gonna try to drink a hurricane.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You should get fucking wasted.
Show my dangle my nards.
Yeah, you should trip on acid. You
get
should
some.
Like
beads.
Like the Big Easy or Easy Rider, you know what I mean? Go to that brothel and everything.
Yeah. So if anybody has any recommendations, I'm open. I mean, I did a lot of research. Like I'm scouring the food blogs.
Sure.
Just trying to basically for the purpose of like not getting sucked into all the stupid tourist shit.
You're not like a hayseed. You wouldn't like.
Yeah, but I don't know like what is.
You're like, what's a good place down there? Bubba Gump Shrimp. Fucking
I
unbelievable.
think it's the original one.
Yeah, it's good.
Mhm.
See, here's the thing. It's named. There's a
Popeye's
movie.
Louisiana Kitchen.
Yeah, there was a movie called Forrest Gump, and one of the characters was named Bubba.
Sure.
And then they had a
God
anyway.
wouldn't stop naming shrimp. It was hilarious.
It was totally. And then the lead guy was retarded, and he married a girl with AIDS, and they had a little kid who wasn't retarded.
Yeah.
And also didn't have AIDS, weirdly.
Right.
But then the movie was over, and Sally Field was his mother.
Yeah.
And he played ping pong. But the what was I going to say about New Orleans? You should, definitely. Like I told you, I mean, I did years ago. I reached out to Mark Norman because he's from there, and I was like, "Hey, this isn't some weird name dropping thing because who cares?" Hey, comedy. But I was kind of like, "What's a good?" Because he's from there. I was like, "What's a good strip club in New Orleans?" And he told me, and it was funny because it had like a name, like a very It was like La Belle Fleur.
Let me look up if I just Google best
local. I would do best local strip club in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Best
See if
raunchiest.
we can figure out which one that was.
Yeah. And then while you're doing that, I'm going to be in Austin, Texas in a couple weeks. Would you Google best glory hole in Austin for
safe 4-star?
Yeah, I was texting with Kurt Metzger last week, about coming down there, and he's really into conspiracy theories.
Okay.
He really got on some kind of a rant with me about
interesting. I didn't know he was one
boosters
of those guys.
And things like that. Boost.
Wow.
I know. I was
timely.
I know. I was like, all right, I guess. And he has some guns too. So
interesting.
I know. I was like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know how any of that's going to play into my 4 nights in Austin or not. But Kurt's like, takes me out. He's like, let's go out to dinner. And he just pulls into a parking lot and he pulls his gun out and he's like, how do you feel about boosters? Do you want to play Russian roulette? I'm like, isn't that an automatic gun?
Yeah.
Seems like Russian roulette would be one turn and we're done. That's it. It's not like you can't spin the barrel, as they say. But yeah, so I'll be down there. I talked to Joe about it. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I will see. Be in Austin for fucking 4 nights.
4 nights in Austin.
Yeah, I know. My friend was like, are you gonna meet Joe Rogan? I was like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Which friend was this?
Oh, I can't. I give
My
you
friend is.
I'll give you a guess.
Oh my god,
It's a friend of mine in Baltimore.
That's adorable.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Baltimore friend. Yeah.
Baltimore
friend.
That makes sense.
But they were like,
You're
you
gonna
gonna
meet
meet
Joe
I mean,
Rogan.
it wasn't like
You're gonna be on Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah. I was like, number one, I'm not a fan. And number two, but I mean, what would I do? I'd be like, oh, just by having Trump on, you gave him the audience to, what am I? I'm like, I don't even care, but I don't know. I wouldn't run across the fucking, I think it's going to be like, I'm going to be in some green room and there's like, they do like a private bar behind.
Oh, they do private.
That they open. Where do you go up? Where they open. So apparently at the Comedy Mothership, they every night at like 11 o'clock, they close the bar to like outsiders, which is already obnoxious. And they only let in like comedians and friends of the comedians. And that's the kind of scene there. Okay. Which, all right, I guess. I don't know. But I just hope
is that
what?
So that's after the 11 o'clock is after the latest show?
My times might be fucked.
Yeah,
but
I think that maybe midnight or
maybe 11:30.
Yeah, it's like basically like a little after hours.
Yeah, it's a little after hours.
Sure.
It'd be great though if like I go down there and like Joe Rogan comes out and he just has an ounce of cocaine in his hand and he just puts it on a table and he's like, all right, everybody.
Yeah.
Ari Shafir.
Fucking line it up.
Ari Shafir, you go last with that fucking Jew schnoz of yours.
Yeah. Funny, I saw a clip of Ari talking like real shit about Austin. Like he's like, Austin is trash. Like everybody tries to they think it's like the new,
right.
He's like, it's not classy. No. It's not cool. New York is cool.
Yeah, that's right.
I would never fucking live here in a million years. Like right. He talks a lot of shit about Austin.
Also, on a good day, Ari Shafir can be described, as a contrarian,
Yeah, of course. So he's definitely on the contrary, but I could also see, why somebody having been there, I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's not, it's like, I don't know. It's like the kind of the alternative to alternative comedy. Like, it's like they're that sort of scene anti-woke comedy.
Just by talking to Joe, I mean, look, there, and Joe will defend it because he says like they're not all like. By the way, if you have to say something like they're not all Nazis, that's not a good like argument to start with. They're not all Nazis.
Right.
Granted, there's lots of Nazis, but not
Fair
everyone.
amount.
Yeah,
Not all.
they're not all anti-Semites, but make some good points.
Right.
But like, I think what I do know from Joe, I mean, forgetting anybody's political proclivities or whatever, I know that the scene down there is very small, and it's kind of like you have like your, I don't know, your Tom Segura's, these guys, and then you have like there's a huge like group of like kind of people that aspire to that. I don't think my feeling about Austin, just for something to talk about, is like I don't think there's a lot of like middle comics there. You're either like you're either trying to like break in and you're like kind of an open micer or new to it, or for some reason you can't afford New York or LA or whatever, which is fine. But there's not a whole lot of people that are like touring comedians that live in the middle of it.
And that's always been a thing too, because I remember meeting people 20 years ago that were like, oh yeah, I was in Austin, because there's kind of a scene there. I know like the Velveeta Room in Cap City, like there was some.
Can I just tell you, I've heard the Velveeta Room is very cheesy.
Fuck yeah.
Go ahead.
Goes bad if you leave
2% of people told me that.
You it was always kind of that, but it's one of those medium, because I know from living in Minneapolis, that was another one of those like small markets, but you could go there, you could go up, go up several times, but they say you actually wanna, for those like not established, you want to go and like fail in a small market. You don't want to go straight to New York or LA, because
I guess
then you look bad in front of like industry, and then people know you as, so you get your chops in like an Austin or a Minneapolis, or what's another, Portland.
Yep.
Like a smaller kind of, maybe a San Diego or something. And then you go to the big city. So it might be, that would make sense that there's like guys at the beginning, and then there's like the established people.
But it's my understanding that the established people were people that are either from LA or New York that have relocated there.
Yeah, that we're saying the same thing.
Well, yes and no, because what I think you're saying is like people move there to be in that group to get good enough. Or are you okay? Sorry,
no.
Let me just sorry. I don't mean to put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying is, I'm from I don't know, Huckleberry, Texas, and I think I'm funny. So I go, instead of moving to New York City and dealing with that, whatever that is, I'm going to move to Austin, and I'm going to get my feet wet for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then once I feel like I've got my a solid act together, my rubber chickens, etc., then I am going to relocate either to LA or New York.
Right.
Which, by the way, if anybody told me that was their idea to do, I would say that's a terrible idea.
No, that's what people tell you to do. It's it's a thing.
Okay, so let's actually, I don't know why Mark Norman, for example. I've always said about Mark Norman, I can very much respect his kind of like path, because I know, because I met him when he first moved here, and he moved here from, I believe, from New Orleans, like but I mean, I don't think he did one of these interim cities. You know what I mean? I think
not everybody does it.
I understand. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is that, so I think like he moved here, and he just like, I think it's a much better idea to move to a New York or an LA and just eat shit with everybody else. Because I think if you show up in New York, even if you have your 12 minutes or your 8 minutes, and you feel like you're still going to show up here as like a new nobody. Yeah. So I think it's a better.
Well, you'll just have chops,
right? But they won't be. And I'm not saying this is one way or another. This is how it should be. But people will go like, you don't have your New York chops, and people feel like in this town, and maybe LA, like for example, you have to bark. You have to like work. You have to do all that shit. So I think if you started, like, I'll give you an example. I knew a guy that I worked in a restaurant. And there was a guy that they hired, and I had to train him. And he was like in his early 30s, and he wanted to be a comic, and he moved here from Denver. And I remember he did like an unbelievable Phil Hartman impression. Meanwhile, Phil Hartman was already dead. Phil Hartman died 20 years ago. So, you can do a great, I mean, it's like being like, have you heard my Nixon? It's going to knock your socks off. Yeah. I
Killer Nixon.
I do a Burt Lancaster that is going to blow the doors off this room. Anybody here remember Marty Feldman? Here I go. Look at my eyes. I'm going to make them pop out of my head. So anyway, but I remember the guy was saying to me, he'd been here for like, I don't know, a couple of months, and he was already complaining. He was like, like in Denver, I did X, Y, and Z, but I'm here. He's like, and none of it matters. So if somebody came up to me and said, Mr. McCarthy, with all of your credits and the porn and your Dos Equis and whatever else that stuff you claim that you've done, that some of it can't be proved. Can you I'm thinking about either leaving Huckleberry, Texas and going to Austin and honing my craft and then moving to a bigger city, or should I just skip that middle thing and just move to the big city and just eat dicks for 5 years? And then I will because when I show up, because for example, like when I worked in restaurants, I remember they would say like, you have to have New York experience.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Right.
So I think in these comedy clubs, you show up and you're like, hey, I was a big deal at the fucking, the Portland Chuckle Hut or whatever. I ran a Tuesday night there. People are gonna be like, who cares? Who gives a shit? So I think you're much better off. But I think people do what you're saying. I think 100%.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think that you're arguing that I don't know those people, right? Because that would be an insane thing.
No, I'm not arguing you don't know those people. But I'm saying for those people, if somebody asks
you just think there's a better your way you think is better.
My opinion, which again, take it, fucking throw it out the window.
Right.
I think you're going to end up eating shit when you move here, no matter what. So you might as well get it over with.
Yeah. I think maybe the argument is you don't eat as much shit.
Could be.
Yeah. I think maybe that just because you're at least like you've bombed so many times and
also if you move here and people already that are here, like for example, okay, so let's just circle back to I did stay in Seattle. When a comic comes through town, you then get to open for some of these people,
right?
And then you're a local guy, and then the comedian who you open for is a nice guy, and they go, hey, or girl, and they go, hey, you're really funny, you should move to New York, and if you move there, give me a call.
I met a few people like that too.
That's what I'm saying.
That were like they were the headliner, and
so
and then they're in LA, and so you make those contacts.
Yeah,
in a different. Listen, there's no. I don't think there's a right way to do it, but it's kind of 6 one, half a dozen the other. I think it's just what kind of dicks do you want to eat? Some people prefer to get a little lube. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever. And then some people just dry with a running start, like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I think Chicago's another city that people, they go to Chicago and they try to get their chops and then they move to New York. Or
I'm
LA
thinking we need a name of an occupation, an improv comic. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Another occupation.
That fat guy. He's fat. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
He's the life of the party.
What time will this train get here? Oh, I don't know. There is no train station here. Ah, fuck. You just ruined it. You denied it. Damn it. So I don't know. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to there's a blind girl down there that I'm going to see. She won't see me. But
in Austin.
Well, this friend of mine, Jamie,
blind contact.
Yes. When this guy Jamie, who's a very nice guy, who also has the LHON.
You're talking about the guy we had on the show?
Exactly right.
Okay, Jamie. I forget what his last
name
is.
Jung.
He's an actor. Jamie Jung. He's an actor.
He's an actor, right? And he lives in Albuquerque. He actually has a recurring role on that show Duster on HBO. I don't know. It's a show about a guy that drives around Albuquerque, I guess. Okay. But
where's a Duster?
I think it's more like the car, the Duster.
Okay, not the jacket.
Yeah. And also Albuquerque's
makes sense.
It's dusty,
sure,
because it's in the desert, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I haven't watched it yet. I'm once I get through my slow horses, maybe I'll try Duster. I don't really like those Southwestern shows, like
no,
I don't know, like what's the one I'm thinking of with the Sons of Anarchy? It's just all like ugh.
That was California.
I know, but that's Southwest. Yeah, I mean, and
they
were always
specifically Northern California. But.
No, weren't they always driving in the desert? I always feel like
it's kind of dead. It was the pines. What is that? The redwood, California.
Okay,
so it's kind of more.
Those
north.
I
think it's north of San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
I watched Central.
I watched an episode where they go, "You're a Peckerwood from Redwood," and then they all fucking beat up each other.
Fuck yeah!
We got to get these Mexicans out of our biker gang area that we like to go to. But I like Better Call Saul.
Yeah, that was Albuquerque.
Yeah, I don't like that show. They started making that bald guy Mike into like a superhero. Do you know
Mike
what I'm talking about? Yeah, it got to be like he'd walk in a room and there'd be like 9 cartel members with guns, and
he would just roundhouse kick.
Yeah, he'd pull out like a stick of gum and like chew it in his mouth and put it in one guy's eye, and then the rest of them we shove him in the throat.
Well, he was supposed to be Navy SEAL or something. Was he supposed to be like ex-elite military?
His story got like more and more
he
like
just wanted to take care of his granddaughter.
Insane as it went. Yeah, and then turns out he sold her to Jeffrey Epstein. Did you ever see that episode?
I didn't.
Where Mike sold
He's
his
like, I don't have to work the toll booth or whatever. The fucking
my cover.
Validating people's parking.
And also Bob Odenkirk. Boy, I do not. I read listened to 3/4 of his memoir. I did not come off of that book with a good impression of Bob Odenkirk. Okay. I don't know. He seems like one of those comedy guys that is no fun. And then he's making movies where he's like a badass. I don't know.
He's like a big deal. Mainstream guy.
Yeah. Good for. I mean, it's nice to see a guy when he's fucking 60 have a career. It gives me some hope, I guess. But I don't care for. You know what I'm listening to right now, and I really don't like it. But I have an Audible subscription, so I have to finish it.
So much joy in your life.
I know. All I do is
you know what I hate more than Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah.
You know what I hate more than the desert? Bob Odenkirk. You know what I hate more than that?
I know.
I'm about to tell you.
I'm getting kind of cranky. I'm sorry.
You're a little cranky.
Well, what I mean is sometimes it's funny because so
take and get you a blowjob.
If you're offering, I'm taking. I got to use some of my nail removal cream on my balls though. It's been a couple of weeks. They're getting pretty funky. But although who sees it? Just me. So what's the point?
Yeah, there was some discussion about that on Patreon. I don't know if you're okay to get into it.
Yeah, sure.
There was somebody was concerned
about my.
Well, they were like,
I responded
because his wife was maybe going through menopause.
Yeah, I said it's okay. You should move out.
Menopause for good.
Yeah, menopause this marriage.
Menopause this marriage.
Yeah, men go on Tinder.
Sure.
Men for men.
Mm-hmm.
No, but. So I was listening to like an interview, and it was with Joel McHale.
Oh boy,
I know.
Ooh, that's a guy I don't care for.
See,
he's my Bob Odenkirk. I'm like, snarky is not a personality. But I get it. Like you get in that vortex and like show business, and you're like, well, you're the snarky guy, so we're gonna cast you to be that. So he's not doing anything wrong.
So Joel McHale was on the show called Community, right?
Sure.
Dan Harmon was the direct creator of the thing, right? So. And I only know this sort of tangentially, but I knew that Chevy Chase is on the show, and he was kind of a nightmare. And one thing I do like, so not that's all negative, is I love stories about showbiz nightmares.
Oh yeah,
it's my favorite
for sure.
It's all I really like. I like that. I like
my only joy.
My only joy is mom POV
and other people's failures,
and hearing about how Freddie Prinze used to do so much cocaine that he would like suck on guns and throw quaaludes at hookers.
It's
and
good, clean fun.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So
I'm with you.
I love showbiz tragedies. So anyway, so Joel McHale is on this show, and he's talking all this shit about Chevy Chase. So I was like, he was promoting his memoir. And now, number one, I stay away from memoirs because they're written either by the person who lived it or by a ghostwriter who is told by the person who lived it, like kind of their story. So
they're just kind of the secretary.
It's enormously self-serving, just on a good day. The only one that I always recommend to people, if you want to read a memoir that was written by the person, which is batshit crazy, is Miles Davis. If you read the Miles Davis memoir, like that guy, every third word is motherfucker in that book, and it is a wild book. He's like, and he comes right out and says, he's like, you know who was a bitch ass N-word was Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones was a motherfucker that I didn't even like. One time, Quincy Jones came to my house with an ounce of cocaine, and I told Quincy Jones, I said, motherfucker, leave this shit here. So I pulled out my shotgun and chased him around my townhouse. And then, I don't know, Lisa fucking Kudrow came in. I don't know, whatever.
He's a Kudrow.
Yeah, I couldn't think of that.
Great.
Yeah.
She'd be like 11 at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, a very young, prepubescent.
Hey, she played the part of Mike's granddaughter. Anyway, so I recommend it's just called Miles. And
that sounds great.
My friend John Newman, Johnny Mono from the Williamsburg Salsa Orchestra, he recommended that book to me, and I read it like 35 years ago.
Wow.
And it's a fucking home run. But anyway, so I decided I have this Audible subscription, so I get one free book a month, right? And so I was like, oh, my one free book came up. I'll get the Joel McHale memoir. And I got it. And look, number one, that he comes clean about there's ghostwriters. I mean, it's so snarky, this book, that it's like meta snarky. I don't even,
Right.
I'm
eating itself.
yeah, it's like a dwarf star. It's collapsing. There's so much snark that it's like closing in, like the movie Black Hole or something.
I don't know where it ends or begins.
I had to take the train. My doctor moved up to 181st Street, which for those of you who don't know,
oh wow, really?
there's only 180 streets in New York. It's on a barge in the middle of the Harlem River.
In Inwood or something?
Yeah,
Jesus
Washington
Christ.
Heights.
Yeah.
Which, look, I see the guy. It's my my hematologist, so I only see him like twice a year, so it's not the end of the world.
Not so bad.
And he's a nice guy. It's fine. But I was up there yesterday, but I'm listening to this Joel McHale book. And at one point I just said out loud, I was like, oh, this is so stupid. And I don't know. No one speaks English that far uptown, so nobody paid attention to me. It was fine. But like he comes clean about his hair plugs, but kind of barely. But in this little interview that he did where he talked about Chevy Chase, I was like, oh, he's really shitting all over Chevy Chase. And this guy's he's worked with a lot of people. I bet he'll shit on everybody. No,
just Chevy Chase. I think it's safe to shit on Chevy Chase because I think he's made a lot of people's lives difficult.
And he's like 80 and he's a prick and everybody sort of knows it. But it's like everything. He's like, I work with David Duchovny. David Duchovny, you want to talk handsome. Like, it's like that kind of shit.
Boy.
I know. Trust me. I just I know. I wanted to throw my phone out the window, but the windows don't roll down on the subway.
Yeah.
I just
throw it between two cars.
I mean, at one, and it's weird because like there's a part of the book where he talks for like 12 minutes about flying business class. And I'm like, and at the end of it, he goes, I talk more about flying business class than I did talk about my wife or my children. Or I was like, or fucking other celebrities and asshole.
So he's really there's a real inner dialogue.
Yeah,
so he's commenting on.
It's like, I mean, if I had to write a review, it's like, hey, this book, I wrote a shitty book. I had a shitty book ghost written and I did the audiobook and I just commented on how shitty my audiobook was that I didn't even write.
Right. Like watching Andy Kindler.
I'm just falling into myself. I'm just like
we're commenting on the commenting on the commenting.
It's like Vertigo. So anyway, I'm almost done the book. At least I hope I am. But it's like, and then he talks about his hair plugs, but it's very brief. He's like, I was losing my hair and and even that's like really self-referential. And like, I'm like, what? He's like, well, I may or may not have spent $40,000 and I may have done this. And I'm like, all right, I want to hear about the recovery time. Did you go to Turkey? I don't know, like something. So the book sucks. So at least it's not for me. It's kind of like the Jay Moore book is terrible, gasping for airtime. It's fucking awful. And this is almost as bad. Sorry, Joel McHale. I mean, listen, people can read it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
I don't know. Give it a shot. Buy 10 copies. What do I care? And then the Bob Odenkirk one is also the same kind of thing.
The Brian McCarthy book club.
I hate this.
I like the idea of just reviewing books that were real bad.
Well, I have read so many. When I was a kid, all I did was read books. I would read.
Yeah.
I've read thousands and thousands and thousands of books. And I'm not saying that to make myself sound like I'm some sort of a book reading guy. Forgive my big vocabulary, but I just read a lot of books because I was lonely and I was a bedwetter and my father was an alcoholic. My stepfather hated me. And
did you ever read Bedwetter by Sarah Silverman?
Matter of fact, I did read Bedwetter.
Okay.
Didn't hate Bedwetter.
Okay.
It was one of my first.
She was a bedwetter, right?
She was.
I'm guessing that from the title.
Yeah, she was a bedwetter. And as a matter of fact, it was a while ago, maybe 15 years ago, that book. I may have actually hit her up on Twitter and said, I'm a bedwetter too. Holler at your boy.
Yeah, holler at me.
Yeah. Hashtag Jews for days. But anyway, I've read lots of memoirs that I've read. And
I like a memoir. I'm trying to think.
I like a biography.
Oh, a biography.
Because that's when you have somebody
more objective.
Yes, it's an objective view of somebody's life. Although the Rick James memoir is pretty good. Just because his life is so crazy that he just it's all about like cocaine and
almost
Linda Blair
hard to spin that to make you look favorable in any way.
Yeah. He's like, there'll be like an episode where he's like, I was spending $100,000 a day on Freebase. You're like, all right, okay, I'll settle in for this. This will get me to 181st Street.
Oh,
anyway,
and how?
Do we have anybody to say hello to? Or
to say hi to Nick? Nick wants to know: are you going to meet Brendan Schaub? in Austin.
Oh, is that
I think he's just goofing around.
Okay.
That's the MMA fighter.
Oh yeah, the guy that made the
that
I
hysterical MMA fighter.
I married a Mexican or something, or what's it called?
The Gringo Papi.
Yeah, the Gringo. Ugh,
One of the greatest.
Horrible.
One of the greatest.
Listen,
comedy specials ever.
For that whole scene out there, the person that I like Tom Segura. I think is very funny. And his wife is very funny. I like their podcast.
Okay.
So if I happen to meet them at this after hours thing and it's appropriate, I don't know why I've said, because I guess I'm just gonna hang out with Joe the whole time, or just do or as much as him. Or I didn't actually say. So that guy Jamie, my LHON friend,
yeah,
his sister lives in Austin.
Oh,
Texas.
it's his sister. Oh,
yes.
Fun. Okay.
So he was like, "Oh, my sister lives in Austin." So I was like, so I called her because she also has.
You can have a blind date.
Yeah, she also has LHON. And I called her and I was like, and she has a boyfriend and everything. I said, I'll take you guys out to lunch or dinner or something. And then I said, can you recommend a good steakhouse? Because I think steakhouses. And she was like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. And I go, I'm driving through a tunnel. And I just hung up.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't really do that. But yeah, so I'll see her. I'll see Kurt. I'll see Joe. But if I if I see fucking Joe Rogan or whatever, I'm not gonna walk up to the guy.
You're gonna pick a fight about vaccines.
Yeah. Go up and be like, it's because of you that Kennedy is the head of the health fucking thing.
I feel like Joe Rogan might be tickled by that. Like he actually might find that funny.
Great. And then I had
if it was totally over the top.
Then I'd really simp out and I call Jocelyn and I'm like,
kidding.
I got to stay in town for a couple more days. I'm doing Joe Rogan's show.
Joe Rogan
with Tony.
I do think it would be funny if just in the middle of the trip, if you asked Joe DeRosa if he could get you on.
Yeah.
Just because you have a free afternoon or something.
I'm like, my pool.
Would that be weird? Could
you?
Yeah,
Joe, listen, I know that you're awkward about this kind of thing, and I don't blame you, but I want to, Tony Hinchcliffe, can I be on that show that he does with, where we make fun of other comics or something?
Kill Tony.
And there's a bucket.
Sure.
Can I be on that bucket show? And then maybe Mario Bosco could be. Okay. And by the way, and Nick, you'll be, I will purchase you a ticket because you're a sweet boy, and all the money goes to a good cause anyway. But October 27th at the Gotham Comedy Club, I can announce these comedians: Bonnie McFarlane, Marina Franklin, Carmen Lynch, Rich Voss. Those are the 4 comics who are doing the Laugh for Sight benefit, which is benefiting blind veterans or veterans who are blinded in combat. This Nazi took my eyes out with a bayonet. And also we're benefiting veterans who are who work on service animals for free. So that's our 2. There has
Good
been
cause.
Well, in the past, there's one of the charities has been a blind baseball team, and I personally
I would see that. Blind baseball team?
Well, I don't know, the ball beeps or something. Although it's not beep ball. Trust me. Look, the guy involved is the guy involved is a real sweetheart. There's something called beep ball. Believe me.
I'm saying I would definitely see this. Blind baseball.
Don't you remember? Do you remember? Well, don't you remember? Sorry, but do you remember when I was doing Dislabeled and we were going to do an episode about sports, and I found the beep baseball guys, and I reached out to them. And I had a conference call, and these guys were like, well, we Googled you and we saw that you can be kind of inappropriate. And we don't know if we don't want you representing fucking blind
beep baseball.
So I sent them.
Oh, wow.
And this is when I was drinking. I sent them an email. And
so you burned a bridge with beep baseball. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the beep baseball guys, basically in my email, I said along the lines of, look, at least I'm paying attention to what you guys are up to. And it's not like I'm going to be running around with my dick. I literally wrote, I could probably find the email. I said, I'm not going to be running around with my dick hanging out. Right. And then the guy responded immediately, and he was like, just the fact that you would write us and put, quote, my dick hanging out makes us realize that, we're trying to get it.
They're making the right decision.
You guys are taking yourselves very seriously.
Sounds like it.
Take it down a notch.
Okay.
Blind people can be very cunty. And this guy was no exception. So now the 2 charities, we're calling it Vets for Vets. So it's kind of like it number one, the pentameter of the name is kind of vets for vets. It fits on the thing. But that's October 27th. I'll be tweeting out or social media, whatever, a link for tickets next week. And if you're in town or come into town, it's going to be a lot of fun. We still have a couple more comics that we can't announce yet. I've been chasing Jim Norton around. I'm done with that. Well, I don't know. Like
he never got back to you.
No, I don't know. Like at this point, I'm like, dude, it's fine. My last message to him was like, listen, he's like, I have to check my schedule. My last message was like, listen, I'm done. If you can do the show, just let me know as soon as you can. And at some point, I'm going to assume you're not going to do it, and I'm going to find somebody else. It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. But like either get off the phone with me right now and like, I don't know, to talk to whatever team has your schedule or whatever, and then get back to me or not. But it's okay. And the thing that does annoy me, I know I'm bitching a lot, I'm sorry, but is Jim Gaffigan. He's done the show almost every year. So he shows up and here's what happens. We have the whole night set up. So we've got, this person. And then to Monday night at Gotham, Jim Gaffigan doesn't live that far away and he shows up and he wants to work on new material. He wants to go up, as we say.
Sure. Yeah.
And he wants to do material and he's Jim Gaffigan. So, okay, sure. Of course. But now if we knew he was going to be there, we could have put it on the invitation.
So he just like drops by.
Yeah, he just drops in, which is fun for the audience, and it makes us look like we've got more going on than we really do. But at the same time, you're like, dude, can you just fucking look at your schedule and be like, oh, October 27th, I will be home that night because I have a wife and 9 kids, and I will. You know what, guys? I come by usually anyway, and you guys, I know you have to fuck around with the schedule and you have to like cut some time and to fit me in and everything anyway. So sure. I mean, yeah. And I'm not, you don't even have to tweet it out, but we can put your dumb name on the thing.
You can use it to,
it would just help. Like you're going to be there anyway. Like just come on, man. Why do people have to be so fucking cagey, Yeah.
I think that's comedians.
I guess. You know what? Then be funnier. Just kidding. It's fine. I don't know. But then the other one is, I've been chasing after Mateo Lane, but he's not getting back to me at all. So it's fine. I don't know. He wants to fuck me too. Yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah, it's probably been hard to get.
Talk about his hair
because of the sexual tension.
Well, my friend, remember Nate who did the show? Nate was Nate was my friend who's currently homeless.
Oh yeah, I remember Nate.
Gay and is living in a Canadian gay bathhouse right now.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, Nate wanted to have sex with Mateo Lane, so I sent Mateo Lane a picture of Nate and a message, and I was like, "Hey, this guy is a friend of mine. He wants to hook up with you. Is that possible?" And Mateo hit me back, and he was like, "I'm in a relationship," and I was like, "That's the last time we talked." And
that's kind of a weird text to get.
Not really. If I knew you tangentially and there was some girl that I knew, I'd send you a text. This girl over here, she thinks you're cute. You want to can I put you guys together?
I mean, listen, I'm not saying I haven't done that. I'm just judging by I see him peripherally on podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying him specifically. I could see him being weird about that.
I just can't I can't keep up with everyone's idiosyncrasies. It's
who cares?
I know, exactly. I just put it out there and you want to pick it up. You want to put it down or don't touch it. That's fine.
Right. Wait, so you're saying now he doesn't respond or?
I haven't. The last time.
At least he responded. Because I feel like the worst thing for that text is no response. Yeah, that's then he's weirded out. But
okay,
no thanks. I'm in a relationship. It's like whatever.
Yeah, but then I sent him a text and I said, "What kind of dicks do you like?" And I just started sending him screenshots of different dicks.
Yeah, dicks around the world.
And when I got to 35, well, dicks around Africa. If you give me, put it this way, these dicks clicked.
Okay, wow.
These were clicking dicks.
Zulu dicks.
Oh God, fuck yeah. No, I didn't send him anything after that. But at that horrible private show that I did for that woman.
Oh yeah, right.
He did it there.
He did that.
You got paid $1,000. So you picked up the phone there. So anyway, I need a couple more comics this time. Oh, and also for next week, everybody, we're doing a show on Tuesday.
Not Tuesday. Tune in.
Yeah, because Adam will be.
And Howard's going to be here, right?
We're going to give Howard. This is probably going to get us kicked off of everything, but we're going to give Howard 5 minutes for Howard's Hollywood soapbox.
I'll have my finger on the button in case he goes off the rails.
Then just
We
we
might
should
get-
just have it on the entire time. Just he looks over. He's like, "Is my microphone even plugged in?" We're like, "Yeah, it's plugged in. It's like dangling off the table."
Right.
Sure, Howard. Tell everybody how there's Jewish space lasers. Sure, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it'll be fun. Give them a
Yeah.
give them a real platform.
how
But then we make because the idea too is we would have people ask questions, right? And maybe
yeah.
Howard could.
Yeah, if you want to come in, yeah, we'll do his 5 minutes at the end of the show. That way people can have time to ask him questions,
Mhm.
and we're just gonna have
Howard's final thought.
yeah, pretty much. He'll have him on the show. So funny because like when you send him a message, he always responds incredibly cryptically, as I know you know.
Of course.
So I sent him a text message yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, it's Brian." I always assume that he doesn't have me in his phone, and I always go, "Hey, it's Brian. Are you available on Tuesday to do blah blah blah?" And same time. And he responds, "Yes, I'm available." But he spends one letter Y,
Uh-huh.
another message E, another letter S, another
Each line,
yes,
right?
I am.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh my god.
Vertical.
By the time I got to
Japanese.
AVAIL, I was like, yeah, he's available. So that was it.
I see where this is going.
I see where this is going.
Yeah.
I get the bit, and I'll let you run through it. But
cute.
yeah, so that'll be
That'll be
Tuesday.
fun.
That'll be
Yeah.
it. So should we jump over?
Yeah, let's jump over.
All
If
right.
you want to, please like, subscribe, smash the like button.
Yeah, this is
Engage, leave
hey,
a comment.
a call to action.
Yeah, call to action. But if you want to become a member,
Yeah.
click on the become a member, and then you can watch this happen live. Or it'll be up on Patreon a little later today. Patreon.com/Brian McCarthy.
That's right.
All kinds of bonus content.
That's crazy.
It's a good time, and then
It
we
is.
have fun. It's like a real boys club over there.
It really
So,
is. And
Get
if
on
you
the Patreon.
And if you do, we always respond on Patreon. We come through, and even if you want to ask me about my marital sex life or whatever, I will.
Nothing's off the table, really.
Not really. Although I will say, I'm sorry, forgive me. I forget the guy's name that hit me up, but
I think that was Chris.
I think it was Chris. You're right. From Sacktown. Welcome back, by the way. He was very, gracious. He was like, "Look, I don't know if this is too much," and blah blah blah.
Yeah, right.
Man, it's cool.
I don't want to
but-
overstep.
Nah, it's all right. Go ahead. You want to hear about it?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Have your fun. All right, everybody. Thank you. We're going to jump over to the member show. Okay. We'll
Mhm.
see you soon. Bye.